Hey, sweet. We can stop rolling. I can stop crying in my sleep.
Hey folks, I'm glad to see you all. Without any delay, how about we kick it to the news? Up first, we have the long-awaited sequel to James Cameron's hit movie, Avatar: The Way of Water. Having originally been set to release in either 2014 or 2015, it will finally be released on December 16th of this year. If you guys don't remember, which I don't blame you, the first Avatar came out in 2009. The movie's plot revolves around the military finding the planet of Pandora filled with the Na'vi people. They plan on taking this planet's resources as Earth is running dry. Since the atmosphere is toxic to humans, they make human Na'vi hybrids and linked with them mentally to explore the planet. One such hybrid is Jake Sully, a paralyzed Marine who, after falling in love with a Na'vi woman, gets wrapped up in the fight for her planet's survival. What made Avatar such a hit was its stunning CGI for 2009, which helped it become the highest grossing movie of all time, until being momentarily beaten by Avengers Endgame back in 2019. James Cameron seems to be attempting to strike gold again with Avatar: The Way of Water. Because get this folks, we're not just getting Avatar 2, but we're getting a total of 5 Avatar movies, with a third just now being in production. We'll just have to wait and see if the sequels can recapture the magic of the first, flop on arrival, or land somewhere in the middle. Our second story of the day is the soon-to-be-released Chainsaw Man anime. The Chainsaw Man manga, created by Tetsuki Tojimoto, exploded in popularity for its incredible art, crude humor, grim tone, and gore-tastic violence. The plot revolves around Denji, an orphan 16-year-old who works for the Yakuza due to the massive debt his father left him with. To pay this debt off, he hunts demons with his trusty chainsaw pup hybrid, Pochita. Demons in this world are manifestations of humanity's fears, chief among them being the gun devil. After being critically injured, Denji and Pochita must fuse together, transforming Denji into the rip-roaring Chainsaw Man. Now, he hunts demons with his international organization. Being animated by MAPPA, the same studio behind the 4th season of Attack on Titan, the Chainsaw Man anime is bound to release sometime in October, which fans have been excited for it since the first teaser trailer was released this August. Lastly guys, this is a huge one. D23, the official Disney fan club, recently had a massive expo. They announced a metric ton of new content. We had new original animations, new movie projects, sequels, prequels, in-between-quels, you name it, they're probably making it. While talking about all of it in an orderly fashion would be nearly impossible, some highlights would include the Secret Wars film from Marvel, the new live-action Little Mermaid movie starring Hailey Bailey, and the Percy Jackson film series. That's all the time we have for the news on Nerd Central. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell if you want to keep up with all our new episodes. And leave a comment if any of our news interested you today. Up next, we'll have Demystifying the Monster Manual of Elijah, Jukebox Meme Machine with me, and Fortune Teller Tech Films with Euler.
Hello one and all, and welcome to the very first episode of Unboringing the Beast.
Huh. The door seems to be locked. Hello everyone. I'm your host Porter, and welcome back to In the Booth. Lens flare. Unfortunately, Elijah got a bad case of Manningham disease, so I filled in for him. This week, I'll be talking about another one of my favorite voice actors, John DiMaggio, who, might I add, looks exactly like what you expect someone named John DiMaggio to look like.
I take some sausage and I put it in a waffle. Doesn't work as well as bacon pancakes, man.
John DiMaggio is a veteran voice actor who's been in the entertainment industry for quite some time, including his first role starring in the comedy duo Red Johnny and Round Guy, presumably as Red Johnny.
If you don't want to go to church, then you can go to hell.
While he would voice various characters in shows, his first major voicing role was as the crude, unreliable, metal-reared robot named Bender in Matt Groening's Futurama, which started all the way back in 1999 and aired for a total of 7 seasons.
I'm gonna go build my own theme park with blackjack and
A little ways into the mid-2000s is when I'd really get to know him, as he would voice such lovely characters as the Scotsman in Samurai Jack, Dr. Draken in Kim Possible, and over in the land of video games, he voiced Marcus Phoenix in the Gears of War series, but I didn't know that because I never owned an Xbox. He also voices my favorite fictional character of all time, Jake the Dog. Yes, folks, I love Jake the Dog more than Kratos, Arthur Morgan, Ben 10, Inosuke, Tony Soprano, Walter White, my biological father. Absolute S-tier character, baby.
Gotta find a honey for my homie, a baby for my buddy, a lady for my laddie.
With his incredible baritone voice, he's quite the excellent singer as well, with plenty of his roles having him sing full-on songs. His role as Jake had him sing little tune to little tune, but on my favorite Batman cartoon, The Brave and the Bold, he had songs that still get stuck in my head. He's even recognized on Spotify, which I'll definitely blast next time I hit the gym.
Who are you? Just a man or a Superman? The man we turn to for the plan.
John has been an absolute force in the industry and is seen as one of the top voice actors around. He's well accomplished in his career, winning an Annie Award for his work as Bender, and even having the distinguished honor of being nominated for a Razzie Award as part of the Worst Film Ensemble in his role for Transformers: Dark of the Moon. If you're clamoring for more modern DiMaggio, he voices Glenn Dolphin in the hit adult animation Inside Job.
I now have the strength and intelligence of a dolphin.
That's all the time I've left for this surprise episode of In the Booth. Who knows when I'll be back, but it was great seeing you all again. Until next time, that's a wrap.
Get him! Jake! I thought it would be funny!
What's going on? Welcome to the Jukebox Meme Machine, the show where we look at songs and see why they became popular memes. I'm your host, Tyrell Childress, and I'm feeling nostalgic today. I want to go back to my roots in 2005. I was watching American Idol and playing Guitar Hero. I don't really know, I was 3, but I knew there was one thing I could not escape.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
That's right. Today, we're reminiscing over Axel F by Crazy Frog. Gothenburg, Sweden, 2001. A viral clip of somebody imitating a car sound is circling around the internet. This eventually reaches Swedish animator Erik Wernquist. He wanted to make something that would go viral, so he took the clip, pitched it up to make it even more funny, and created this creature that he called the Annoying Thing. Eventually, this caught the eye of the popular ringtone company Jamster. And yes, people used to pay $3 for a noise that they would hear anytime their significant other would call them. Babe, is that you? I thought you were a frog. Jamster asked to use the Annoying Thing in literally everything. Jamster started taking popular songs at the time and replaced the lyrics with the sound. They also knew that the name Annoying Thing is really bad for marketing, so they switched it around and started calling him Crazy Frog. The music video for Axel F has over 3.5 billion views. But the biggest difference between the song we did last time, Never Gonna Give You Up, is that that song was never meant to go viral. This song was created for the internet. And they had a pretty solid formula as well. Number 1, pick something that's already popular. Number 2, be recognizable. It's as easy as that. Another point is that the creator absolutely hates this thing to this day. If you want a better analysis on that and hear what he actually has to say about it, I highly suggest checking out the documentary. It's on the Crazy Frog website. It is unironically amazing. He has even gone on record saying, "I would not have allowed them to use that stupid name. It has nothing to do with the character, it's not a frog, and it's not particularly crazy either." He's not a frog? What do you mean he's not a frog? Clearly he's a, oh, those are different. those are very different. Memes that aren't supported by their creator and aren't naturally generated tend to die incredibly quickly. And that's exactly what happened with Crazy Frog. It will unfortunately always be known as an era of the 2000s that never saw any more existence past that. If you have a song you feel like I should review next, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. And give us a big thumbs up if you're feeling like a crazy frog. I'm not doing that. That is so stupid. But until next time, I'm Tyrell Childress, and you're listening to the Jukebox Meme Machine.
Hello guys, and welcome to another Fortune Teller Tech Films episode. Following last week's theme, we're still going to be talking about Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future wasn't only a movie that brought to the public attention the concept of time traveling, it was also a movie that presented an infinity of inventions that many people thought would be reality in 2015, but many of them never saw the light of day. And that's why in this episode I'm going to be talking about 3 things that Back to the Future predicted that are still science fiction in 2022, or are not as developed as they thought they would be. In number 1, we have the futuristic clothes. According to the movie, people from the future wouldn't have to worry about silly things that bother us during the day, such as lacing your shoes, for example. That's why in the movie they have the Nike Power Lace shoes.
Power laces, all right.
Nike indeed started production of a shoe called Air Mag in 2015, with a design inspired in Back to the Future and that featured the Power Lace. Also, the first official model to come out was in 2011 when Nike launched a limited time and very expensive edition without the Power Lace. The price was justified because it was actually being donated to Michael J. Fox's organization that treats people with Parkinson's disease.
And also the people in the Parkinson's community that have an interest in research. And what's also exciting about it is these get auctioned off, 1,500 pairs, and whatever you pay for them, that's going to be doubled because Sergey Brin and Ann Wojcicki, Sergey's the co-founder of Google, are going to match up to $50 million until 2012.
Other futuristic clothes presented in the movie was a jacket that could dry itself and also adjust to any size you'd like. Of course, any of these wardrobe items are popular or even exist in 2022. In second, we have the amazing food hydrator. Imagine being able to cook a whole pizza under 10 seconds. That is what a food hydrator is theoretically capable of doing in the trilogy, just by putting a small frozen item in the hydrator. We can clearly see that Black & Decker was the brand behind the food hydrator. So Black & Decker, can you please hurry up with this invention? We are so tired of air fryers.
Boy, Mom, you sure can hydrate a pizza.
And to end this week's episode, we have something that many 80s and 90s kids always dreamed and waited to happen. The beloved hoverboard. We are still very, very far away from having an actual hoverboard like shown in Back to the Future. But some companies still got inspired by the idea of the hoverboard, which led to a quick started project in 2014 to found the Hendo Hover, which was an attempt to create a similar product which only worked on specific surfaces and obviously is very distant from the real deal. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching another Fortune Teller Tech Films, and I'll see you guys next week.
That was more of the packs you love from Nerd Central. Don't click away because we'll be right back after the break. Because if you leave, Porter won't feed me tonight. Please.
KNWT for Hire is all about sharing a story, a message, and connecting the community. We cover a multitude of events, both within the university and Maryville. We roll in, we set up, and we capture. We're here to offer an experience, not only for those present, but for all.
Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Up next, we have a surprise Nerd Central alumni, followed by Jonas with So You Want to Be a DM.
Hello, my name is Bradley, and I am an alumni of KNWT, and this is We Will Fix It in Post. I am here to talk about the crazy world behind production teams and studios. Some of the most famous post-production examples are Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber in Return of the Jedi that was supposed to be blue instead of green, but didn't look as good against the blue sky. Or, more famously, this. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain what happened next. Let's just say, thank you, Internet. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most bizarre production changes in media and how it affected multiple countries and the course of an entire anime going forward. In 2008, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D revved up onto the anime scene as the third installment of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. It started out with great reviews, even with a new dueling format, with the characters dueling on motorcycles? Dueling on a roof is perfectly fine. Dueling on a moving blimp thousands of feet in the air, I guess it's okay, but no. I draw the line at moving motorcycles. Please, kids, do not try this at home.
Let's rev it up!
Anyways, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, one of the main protagonists, Jack Atlas, falls into a deep depression and an up-and-coming reporter named Carly befriends him and saves him. They quickly fall in love with each other, and for the first and only time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Two characters on the show said they loved each other. With two of the top duelists in the show confessing each other's love, everyone was excited for Yu-Gi-Oh! To have tag team duels featuring Jack and Carly going forward. But something weird happened. It never happened, and Carly became an off-screen background character. Well, with doing some research into the subject, I learned the reason behind the absolute sudden change in story was because the Japanese voice actor Lee Mi-Chang, who voiced Carly, was found to be in a cult that was under investigation in the middle of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's airing. With the show in the beginning of the run cycle and Carly being a significant part of the show, and the studios not wanting to be associated with her or cult-like activity, chose to replace her and hit the reset button and remove all cult-related activities in the show. This sudden change in direction had a ripple effect on the series. Carly would become an off-screen character, Jack and Carly's love arc was basically wiped, the Arcadia cult movement that was a huge point in season 1 of the show was suddenly gone from the show, which affected multiple story arcs and making the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise going forward represent a more technologically based show than a mystic magic show. Now, who would have thought the activities of a single person behind the scenes of a production that cost millions of dollars change everything going forward? But that is just one of the many crazy stories that have affected productions and caused the team to fix it in post. Please like and comment below if you know any crazy last minute production changes. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back to So You Want to Be a DM. As always, I'm your host, Jonas Pilot, and today we're going to be diving back into the Dungeon Master's Handbook for the second time in our 3-part series over the Dungeon Master's Handbook. It is a massive book with a lot of content. Today, we're just covering one chapter, and that is Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is one of my personal favorites, as I've been mentioning all those tricks and traps in the earlier episode. This one gives you those traps and the fun hazards to throw at your players on adventures of dungeons, cities, even just exploring the wilderness. It's all you'll find in this chapter. It is a wonderful chapter, one of my favorites to read through. On the very first page, you are greeted with a massive table detailing all the different places that you could find your dungeon at, like in a house, or under a tavern, or under a bar, or in a cave system. But there's also some exotic places, like in the branches of a tree, which is just amazing to even think about. But it's all very fun concepts to start where you want your dungeon to be, to help you start mentally planning out that dungeon map for your players to go through. Right after that, on the next page, you're going to find a multitude of different tables for you to roll upon to really flush out your dungeon and make it feel like a full, complete adventure, from who lives in the dungeon to why the dungeon was put there, if it's like a maze or just a dragon's lair or just a death trap to lure your players into. All of these tables are wonderful at really fleshing out that idea of what your dungeon is going to become for your players to explore and be terrified by. Now don't forget, not everything is geared to killing your players outright, like monsters or traps, but some of them can be hazardous qualities about your dungeon that just really mess with your players, like sounds that might throw your players off or confuse them, or air quality, making it harder for your players to breathe. Now, it's not just air quality and different environmental effects that can affect your dungeon. There's also fun, hazardous things that can kill your players, like brown mold. I know it doesn't sound very entertaining, it just sounds like something you'd find at HP, but this cold is terrifying for any party that loves their torches, as this mold hates fire so much it'll leap out at your players attempting to freeze anything touching that fire, dealing tons of cold damage and really messing with your players. Let's talk about building point B. There are tons of different tables out there on the internet and in this book, and these tables have anything you could ever want, from being able to name your town to who rules this town, or maybe what the town is even famous for. All of these things are extremely useful for really fleshing out a town and making it feel like it's not just a random copy and paste, plop on the map kind of thing. Now, we talked about hazards earlier, but we didn't talk about traps, and that's because I saved the best for last. While the book does have a selection of traps for you to choose from, traps can be anything you want, but the book has plenty of good ones as well, from poison dart traps to pitfall traps, or even the Sphere of Annihilation, which is a very fun trap that anything enters it just gets obliterated into nothingness. And there's also that classic Rolling Stones trap from our favorite movie, Indiana Jones. You can take traps from anywhere that you see in popular media and turn them into your own traps to have your players fall victim to. That's going to wrap up our episode this week. Thanks for stopping by. Next week, we're going to finish up the Dungeon Master's Handbook. As always, I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Jonas Pilot.
Guys, please. He knows where I live. He could be here any minute.
Hey! So, what are we talking about?
Nothing.
Good. Because next we have the first game of the Cartoon Network Boot Camp. Stay tuned, and I'll be dealing with you during the break.
We are Channel 8 News.
We strive to keep you informed on everything in our community on campus, as well as in our Maryville community. From news
to sports
to student life.
Katie Bird, Alexis Cooner, and Skylar Stamps with sports. For the stories that matter to you, catch new episodes of Channel 8 News at KNWT TV.
Hey guys, we're the hosts over on Gen 2. You should come watch our show. It's about video games. And also rarely tech related. While you're at it, subscribe to KNWT. And ring the bell to be alerted about all the content that gets posted. See you guys there.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Cartoon Network Boot Camp. Previously, Tyrell and Jonas went head-to-head in the regular show quiz, and while the competition was fierce and the censorship fiercer, Jonas came out on top. But now, let's see what this week has in store. Say, folks, come along with me as I show you the theme for this week's game. Adventure Time has us follow Jake the dog and Finn the human and their adventures through the land of Ooh, a land which holds more secrets than you think. Along with them is a whole litany of side characters, like their little robot friend Bimo, Marceline the Vampire Queen, and Princess Bubblegum. It's this colorful cast of characters that I want to focus on today, in a game I like to call an Ooh Mystery. The rules are simple. There are 10 items on the table, with each corresponding to a specific character. Your goal is to correctly align each item to each character, either through knowledge of the show, an educated guess, or a complete shot in the dark. Are you ready, Lili?
I'm ready.
All right. You will have 5 minutes to do this, starting now.
Okay, I'm gonna do the ones I think I know first.
All right. This is the bass guitar with an axe head.
Yes.
Marceline. Next up, we have our second contestant. Euler, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, rules are simple. Okay. You have 10 items here, and they correspond to a character on the board, and it's your job to get them all to the right person within 5 minutes, and you get 3 hints.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yes.
3 hints. Do I pick like what I want to get like a hint on? Like a
yes.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yes, I guess.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so a guitar, I would assume it's on this one right here.
All right.
Is it gonna stay?
Yeah, they seem like a rock star.
All right.
And obviously the controller for the robot.
Beemel?
Yes.
Beemel's a great character.
He looks like he's not controlled by a character, but it just seems obvious.
Violin.
Violin?
I know nothing about these, but let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna say this guy right here.
He looks like he would play the violin.
I know, right? He's like all
he's very
well
gentle.
dressed.
Yeah.
I've seen like people parodying these posters with like the Star Wars one, so I know that the sword is Finn's.
Ah, that's a good justification.
Yes.
Will it pay off?
It will.
How do you know?
I'm just gonna hope.
Let's do magic crown.
The magic crown. Whose head do you think befits the crown?
I would say this one right here.
He already has magic. But
you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, is that a hint?
I'll give it for you for free.
Okay. All right, so, Jesus Christ, I thought it was a different character. I don't know. Let's, because I feel like she already has one, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this one. I don't know.
All right.
Randomly selecting one.
How about this toy bonnet?
The removal of this toy bonnet was found unacceptable.
Okay. I'm gonna say, because if it was like the elephant dude, that'd be cute, but that sounded bad. So I'm gonna do him.
All right.
Yeah, I want to hint on this one.
You want to hint on the toy bonnet?
Yeah.
The removal of that toy bonnet was found to be unacceptable.
Unacceptable?
Yeah, who likes it? They would be mad that you removed a toy bonnet.
This one right here, I guess.
You can move them around. You got however long left.
I don't know, I'm just gonna randomly assign these.
What about the apple pie? The
Apple
elephant
pie?
ate pie?
Someone went through a lot of trouble with making that pie.
This is a pure guess.
All right.
How did I do?
We'll have to see. We'll have to get through your competitor first.
Oh God. Okay.
Good luck.
We'll just test my luck.
All right.
And I'll just move maybe this.
Oh,
sorry.
It cost me $2.35 to print.
Oh. And then, yeah, I guess, I don't know, I'm just.
On the crown?
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right. Those are some good guesses, and we'll just see how you do.
All right, let's see it.
Good luck. Well, folks, with a score of 3 to a perfect 10, the winner of this week's competition is Lili.
What?
Edit some fake applause.
Future me will do that. How you feeling, Lee? You won.
Feeling great. This is the beginning of my evil reign. Everybody else going down.
Congratulations. And you hadn't watched the show at all, have you?
Nope, just like the little clips that they put on top of that TikTok ASMR.
Oh, of course.
They do little popping things.
My favorite source.
Oh yeah. Just
How are you feeling, Euler?
I'm feeling like crap after this game.
That sucks.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Told you were going down.
Should watch more TikTok, I guess.
I guess. I'll try to do that.
Go home and watch that ASMR.
I will try.
Hey folks, you've reached the end of another episode of Nerd Central. If you liked what you saw, hey, subscribe, and you know what? Like it too, if you liked it so much. But until next time, folks, stay hungry.
I'm doing the T-Rex hands, like. All right, okay. Up next, we'll have Demystifying. Why the big words? This one's not that bad though. Demystifying the Monster Manual. Oh my gosh, Elisha.